Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a book that has the power to transform your life one small habit at a time. We're talking about Atomic Habits by James Clear, and in this video, we'll be exploring Part 1, The Fundamentals. Now, let's get back to today's video. Chapter 1, The Surprising Power of Atomic Habits. In this chapter, Clear sets the stage for the rest of the book by challenging our conventional thinking about habits. He explains that it's not the grand gestures or momentous events that shape our lives, but rather the accumulation of small habits performed consistently over time. Clear illustrates the compounding effect of atomic habits using the analogy of an ice cube melting at room temperature. At first, the changes are minuscule and seemingly insignificant. But as time goes by, the ice cube transforms into a puddle and eventually evaporates entirely. Similarly, the small habits we perform daily may not yield immediate visible results, but their impact compounds over time, leading to profound transformation. To emphasize his point, Clear shares inspiring stories of individuals who achieved remarkable success by focusing on their atomic habits. He recounts the story of the British cycling team, which, through small habit improvements across different areas, went from being mediocre to dominating the Olympics. Clear also highlights the story of author and productivity expert David Kadavy, who transformed his writing habits by consistently committing to just a few minutes of writing each day. Clear emphasizes the concept of marginal gains, which involves making tiny improvements in various areas of our lives. He explains that these 1% improvements, when compounded, can lead to substantial progress and extraordinary results. By focusing on the small things, we create a ripple effect that positively impacts the bigger picture. Chapter 1 of Atomic Habits introduces us to the surprising power of atomic habits. It challenges the notion that significant change requires grand gestures and highlights the transformative potential of small, consistent actions. By embracing the compounding effect of atomic habits and seeking marginal gains, we can set ourselves up for long-term success and personal growth. Chapter 2, How Your Habits Shape Your Identity, and vice versa. In this chapter, Clear challenges us to shift our focus from outcome-based goals to identity-based goals. He posits that true behavior change occurs when we start by asking ourselves, who do I want to become, rather than merely focusing on what we want to achieve. Clear argues that our habits are not just actions but reflections of our identity, and by aligning our habits with the identity we aspire to have, we increase the likelihood of successfully adopting and maintaining those habits. Clear illustrates the relationship between habits and identity with the concept of identity-based habits. He emphasizes that when we act in alignment with our desired identity, our habits reinforce our sense of self and reinforce the belief that we are the type of person who performs those habits. For example, if we want to become healthier, adopting the habit of going to the gym consistently aligns with the identity of a healthy person, reinforcing our commitment to that identity. To further illustrate his point, Clear shares personal anecdotes and relatable examples. He discusses his own journey of becoming a writer and how he had to shift his identity from someone who aspired to write to someone who consistently showed up and wrote every day. He also highlights stories of individuals who transformed their habits and subsequently their identities, such as a smoker who quit by identifying as a non-smoker and making choices in alignment with that identity. Clear explores the power of positive affirmations and self-perception in shaping our habits and identity. By consistently affirming positive statements about ourselves and our desired identity, we can strengthen our belief in our capability to embody that identity and act accordingly. He emphasizes that changing our self-perception is essential for creating lasting behavior change. Chapter 2 of Atomic Habits reveals the intimate connection between our habits and our identity. Clear demonstrates how our habits are not isolated actions but reflections of who we believe ourselves to be. By consciously aligning our habits with the identity we wish to cultivate and reinforcing that identity through positive affirmations and self-perception, we can create a powerful synergy that propels us towards lasting behavior change. Chapter 3, How to build better habits in 4 simple steps. In this chapter, Clear provides a concise and actionable framework for habit formation, consisting of 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. By understanding and optimizing each of these steps, we can create a system that makes it easier to adopt positive habits and break free from destructive ones. Step 1: Cue. Clear explains that every habit has a cue, a trigger that initiates the habit. He emphasizes the importance of identifying the cues that prompt our desired habits and making them obvious and visible in our environment. By creating clear cues, we make it easier to initiate the desired habit consistently. Step 2: Craving. Clear delves into the role of craving in habit formation. He explains that cravings are the motivational force behind our habits. To build better habits, we need to associate positive emotions and rewards with the desired habits. By linking the habit to a satisfying craving, we increase our motivation to perform it consistently. Step 3: Response. Clear discusses the response, which is the actual habit we perform. He emphasizes the importance of making the desired habit as easy as possible to execute. By reducing friction and removing barriers, we increase the likelihood of following through with the habit. Clear suggests breaking down the habit into smaller, manageable steps and starting with the smallest version of the habit to overcome resistance. Step 4: Reward. Clear explains that rewards are essential for habit reinforcement. When we associate a positive reward with the desired habit, our brain receives a signal that the habit is beneficial and worth repeating. Clear advises choosing rewards that are satisfying and aligned with our values. By experiencing immediate rewards, we reinforce the habit and increase its likelihood of becoming ingrained in our behavior. Clear highlights the significance of habit tracking and accountability in the habit formation process. He suggests using habit trackers and establishing accountability systems to stay on track and monitor our progress. By making our habits visible and holding ourselves accountable, we increase our commitment to building better habits. Chapter 3 of Atomic Habits presents a practical 4-step framework for building better habits. By optimizing the cue, craving, response, and reward in our habit formation process, we can create a system that supports the consistent adoption of positive habits. Additionally, habit tracking and accountability play crucial roles in maintaining our commitment and progress. Chapter 4: The Man Who Didn't Look Right. In this chapter, Clear shares an intriguing story about a man named Floyd Collins, who played a significant role in the transformation of the author's life. Floyd Collins was an eccentric figure in Clear's hometown who had unique habits and stood out from the crowd. Through this story, Clear emphasizes the influence of our social environment and the importance of choosing the right people to surround ourselves with. Clear explores the concept of social norms and their effect on our behavior. He explains that we tend to conform to the habits and behaviors of those around us, often without conscious awareness. In the case of Floyd Collins, his eccentricities and unconventional habits challenged the status quo and inspired Clear to question his own behavior and strive for improvement. Clear introduces the concept of the 2-minute rule and its relevance to our social environment. He suggests that if we want to adopt a new habit, we should find a group or community where that behavior is already the norm. By immersing ourselves in an environment that supports and encourages the desired habit, we increase our chances of successfully adopting it ourselves. Clear emphasizes the significance of finding a tribe or community that aligns with our values and desired habits. He explains that our social circles have a tremendous impact on our behavior and mindset. Surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals who share our goals and values provides us with the support, encouragement, and accountability we need to stick to our habits and strive for growth. Clear also highlights the role of social pressure and the desire to fit in. He explains that our desire to belong often leads us to adopt the habits and behaviors of those around us, even if they are not aligned with our desired identity. By consciously choosing our social environment and actively seeking out individuals who inspire and challenge us to be better, we can create a positive and conducive atmosphere for personal growth. Chapter 4 of Atomic Habits introduces us to the story of the man who didn't look right and emphasizes the power of our social environment in shaping our habits. It underscores the importance of choosing the right people to surround ourselves with, finding a supportive tribe, and immersing ourselves in an environment that reinforces our desired habits and values. That wraps up our exploration of Chapter 4. In our next video, we'll delve into Part 2. So, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated.